Alright folks, we wanted to do start all of our seeds indoors for Buddy Club gardening this year again, and we need a spot to do it. So I'm going to build a germination station, or a seedling station, or a grow station, whatever it is that you want to call it. This just happens to be an old workbench area or something like that I use in my basement. Oftentimes use it as a workbench, but I'm going to convert it for winter time right now because I don't have any other projects going on, to a grow area for seedlings and stuff. So my trays will fit just fine in here. This is just an old door, and I've got some measurements here. We're about 2 feet deep, and it's about 7 feet wide, and the height is going to be about 2 feet. Now what we see in here is everything here is all open, and there's a cinder block or cement wall there. This is in my basement. So what I'm going to have to do is figure out a way to enclose this and try to help with some light and some heat retention. So I've got that problem solved, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But like I said, we've got to just converting an old workbench or storage cabinet area over to a grow station. Alright, so I had some of this foam, this styrofoam. This is actually, I think it's an R value of, like, I don't know, it can't be much, probably 3 or something like that. But I got this at a home center like 2 years ago. I was using it for previous seedling stations. This I'm just kind of cutting up and making it fit. So I've got a large piece running across what'll be my back wall. Some of it was busted up, so I'm just kind of piecemealing this. I'll duct tape it together. Believe it or not, I couldn't find my razor blades, so I'm just using a putty knife to score it, and then I'm just kind of every few inches or so just kind of jamming my knife down in here, and then I'll snap it just like a piece of drywall and put that in. We'll take a look at the whole enclosed thing in just a minute. Alright, so I've got some of this foam board in now. It's all duct taped off. As you can see, all the seams are taped off real nice. Corners, everything. Let's see. I went around the the outlet box here. I'm going to have to make sure that I don't get that whatever, because that'll be inside the seedling station. I'm going to just cover that up with a little plastic curtain or something like that. Unfortunately, I'm hitting a few problems, I think. When this thing was made, this under here, these ribs are just made with small furring strips that are holding my shelf up, and because this is just really a soft wood, I'm gonna have to replace it. I think probably go get a hunk of 2x2 or 2x3 or something like that, put that up in there, and then I can kind of come along and put some, this is the underside, I can put some foam board all along the bottom shelf, and then I can put stringers here like this that will allow me to hang lights and stuff. So we're gonna see what happens. This will be a slow process. We're gonna kind of work it as we go along. So all that junk up there has to come off for now, and then we'll tune back in just a sec. Check everything for level. Our top is going up, so we're looking pretty good. Rachel's setting nails, pounding for us with her toolkit. Okay, to hold all my rails, which would be over here is my fastener, I'm just going to put one in. This is more than secure enough right now for me. What I'm using here is, I'm going a little overboard, but I'm using a a 3-inch bolt, and this is made by a company called Spax. What it is a hex head, 1/4-inch hex head, so you would need to get a hex head driver for your drill. I'm using a drill. You could, use nails, whatever you want to use to adhere this stuff to fasten it, but I'm using a drill. And the reason I chose these Spax These were 19 cents a piece, and these are very aggressive how they go into the wood. It's really simple. I don't know if you can see it, but they've got little teeth on them. Well, you can't see it. I can't even focus that, but they have little teeth on the grooves, so it goes in real simple. Alright, so this is kind of the end of film 1. It was going to be multiple parts because it's just too long to do it and jam it all into one. So I've got my rails up now. They've been all leveled out and the shelf is back on top. It is bowed a tiny bit. This is an old closet door, bifold sliding door. But once I get weight up on top of here, some more tools and junk, it'll be just fine. My next plan is I have to figure out how to get insulation up in here. This is the ceiling. And I also have to figure out how I'm going to mount all my lights, my shop lights. I've got that problem solved, and I'm going to show you that here real shortly. And then we have to figure out how we're going to make the inside of this thing all reflective, and then how I'm going to put a front door on this whole deal so that everything is all enclosed. So coming up very shortly.